The Cats of Consciousness, written and illustrated by Joseph Kelly. Chapter 7, Energy and Effort, the Engine of Change. A cat conserves energy with perfect efficiency until the moment calls for explosive action. Unknown. Watch a cat shift from deep sleep to full alertness in a fraction of a second, or observe how it can spend hours in perfect stillness before executing a precise and powerful leap. In these moments, we witness a masterclass in energy management and the strategic application of effort. Our feline friends understand intuitively what many humans struggle to learn: the art of matching energy expenditure exactly to the needs of the moment. Think of energy as the fundamental currency of change, and effort as the way we spend that currency. Like a cat that knows precisely when to conserve and when to spring into action, we too can learn to work more skillfully with our vital forces. Yet unlike our feline friends, who operate primarily on instinct, we have the capacity and the challenge of conscious energy management. Consider Sarah, a therapist who discovered that her tendency to maintain the same high energy level throughout her day was actually diminishing her effectiveness. Sarah, I thought being a good therapist meant being on all the time. Learning to modulate my energy, to be fully present but not always at peak intensity, actually made me more available to my clients and less exhausted at day's end. Our energy flows in natural cycles, like the waxing and waning of the moon or the changing of seasons. Yet modern life often demands that we override these natural rhythms, leading to what energy researcher Dr. James Maxwell calls adaptive exhaustion, a state where we're simultaneously tired and wired, unable to access either deep rest or peak performance. Michael, a software developer, transformed his productivity by working with rather than against his natural energy cycles. Michael: I used to push through afternoon slumps with caffeine. Now I plan my most demanding work for my natural high-energy periods, and use lower energy times for different types of tasks. I get more done with less effort. Like a cat that seamlessly integrates physical prowess, emotional response, mental acuity, and instinctive wisdom, we too possess multiple dimensions of energy. Understanding and working with these different energetic aspects allows us to access our full vital potential. The foundation of all other energy forms, physical vitality manifests in our body's capacity for action and recovery. Elena, a dance instructor, discovered that maintaining physical energy wasn't about constant movement, but about mastering the rhythm of engagement and renewal. Elena: I learned to feel the subtle difference between productive tiredness and energy depletion. This awareness helps me push when it's beneficial and rest when it's necessary. Our emotional energy colors everything we do, influencing both our experience and effectiveness. Like a cat's mood that can shift from contentment to alertness in an instant, our emotional energy requires conscious cultivation and careful regulation. David, a business executive, transformed his leadership style by developing what he calls emotional energy literacy. David: I used to power through everything with the same aggressive intensity. Learning to modulate my emotional energy, to be firm without being harsh, decisive without being rigid, made me a much more effective leader. The capacity for focused thought, creative insight, and clear decision-making depends on our mental energy reserves. Rachel, a writer, developed what she calls mental energy mapping, tracking her cognitive clarity throughout the day and scheduling different types of work accordingly. Rachel: I discovered my creative writing flows best in the morning when my mental energy is fresh. Editing, which requires a different kind of mental energy, actually works better in the afternoon. Understanding these patterns transformed my productivity. This deepest form of energy relates to our sense of purpose, meaning, and connection to something larger than ourselves. Think of how a cat can appear to be in perfect communion with the present moment. This natural alignment with existence represents spiritual energy in its purest form. Thomas, a hospice nurse, found that cultivating spiritual energy was essential for sustaining his challenging work. Thomas: It's not about religious belief but about maintaining a connection to deeper meaning and purpose. This energy source renews itself through service rather than being depleted by it. Understanding energy is only half the equation. The skillful application of effort determines how effectively we use our vital resources. Like a cat that can instantly calculate the precise force needed for a perfect leap, we can learn to match our effort exactly to the demands of each situation. Consider how a cat moves. There's never any wasted motion, no unnecessary expenditure of energy. This natural efficiency offers a powerful model for human action. Marina, a surgeon, revolutionized her practice by applying what she calls precise effort calibration. Marina, I used to approach every procedure with maximum intensity. Now I understand that different stages require different levels of effort. This more nuanced approach not only improved my stamina, but actually enhanced my precision in crucial moments. In Eastern traditions, this is sometimes called Wu Wei, action that arises naturally from complete alignment with the moment. Like a cat flowing through a complex series of movements without apparent thought, we too can access states where effort becomes almost effortless. James, a musician, describes experiencing this state during performances. James, there's a sweet spot where effort dissolves into pure expression. The music seems to play itself, but reaching this state paradoxically requires careful cultivation of both energy and skill. Managing energy effectively requires both awareness and strategy. Consider these key principles. Think of your energy like financial capital. Some expenditures are really investments that generate returns, while others are pure costs. Sarah, a business consultant, helps clients distinguish between these types of energy use. Sarah: many people exhaust themselves on energy-draining activities that could be eliminated or redesigned. The key is identifying where energy investment creates positive returns versus where it's simply being consumed. Just as a cat alternates between intense activity and complete rest, human performance depends on rhythmic oscillation between energy expenditure and renewal. Lisa, an athlete, discovered this principle transformed her training. Lisa: I used to think recovery was just about preventing breakdown. Now I understand it's actually where growth and strengthening occur. This shifted my entire approach to training and performance. Like learning to play a complex instrument, mastering your energy requires both understanding and practice. Here are key strategies for developing greater energy intelligence. Begin each morning with what I call the energy mapping practice. Take a moment to assess your energy levels across all 4 dimensions. Physical: how does your body feel? What's your baseline vitality? Emotional: what's your emotional weather? Clear, stormy, or somewhere in between? Mental: how sharp is your thinking? What's your cognitive clarity? Spiritual: how connected do you feel to your sense of purpose? Michael, a teacher, found this practice transformed his classroom presence. Michael: understanding my energy state helps me adjust my teaching approach. Some days need more animation, others need more grounding. The key is matching my energy to what the moment requires. Think of your day like a cat planning its activities. Periods of rest strategically placed between bursts of focused activity. Create what Rachel calls an energy-first schedule. Identify your natural high-energy periods. Schedule demanding tasks during peak energy times. Plan recovery periods between intensive efforts. Allow flexibility for unexpected energy demands. Effective recovery isn't just about rest, it's about strategic renewal. Consider these different levels of recovery. Micro-recovery: brief moments of renewal throughout the day. Like a cat taking quick grooming breaks between activities, these small resets help maintain energy balance. Macro-recovery: longer periods dedicated to deep renewal. Think of how a cat might spend hours in complete relaxation, fully recharging its vital energy. Strategic recovery: planned periods of more comprehensive renewal, like weekends or vacations, that allow deeper restoration of all energy dimensions. The real art lies in weaving these principles into the fabric of daily living. Consider these practical applications. David, a corporate manager, restructured his team meetings using energy principles. David, we now start with a brief energy check-in. Understanding where people are energetically helps us adjust our approach and get better results. Elena discovered that applying energy awareness transformed her relationships. Elena: I learned to notice not just my own energy state, but the energetic dynamic between people. This awareness helps me navigate interactions more skillfully. For artists and creators, energy awareness can enhance the creative process. Marina, a writer, describes using what she calls energy-aware creativity. Marina, I used to force writing sessions regardless of my energy state. Now I understand different types of creative work require different energy qualities. Sometimes it's about generating new ideas. Other times, refining existing work. Matching the task to my energy state has made my creative process more productive and enjoyable. As we prepare to explore impulse and desire in our next chapter, notice how your energy patterns influence your desires and motivations. The way we manage our energy directly affects what we want and how we pursue it. Remember, like our feline friends who never apologize for taking exactly the rest they need or expressing exactly the energy they feel, you too can develop a more natural and confident relationship with your vital forces. The key lies not in pushing harder, but in aligning more skillfully with your natural energy patterns. Your energy is your most precious resource for creating change in your life and in the world. As you continue this exploration, trust that each small improvement in how you manage and direct your energy creates ripples of positive change throughout your existence.